Welcome to our countdown of the top 10 strongest warriors in history. Get ready to dive into the past and meet some of the most legendary fighters who ever lived. We're talking about the real deal badasses, the ones who could dominate a battlefield with unmatched strength, skill, and strategy. These are the conquerors, the revolutionaries, the defenders who changed the course of history with their bare hands and unbreakable will. So strap in, get ready for some serious history because we're about to break down the baddest men and women to ever walk the planet. First up, we've got Alexander the Great, the Macedonian king who conquered most of the known world by the time he was 30. Alexander inherited a solid army from his dad, King Philip, but what he did with it was insane. He was a tactical genius, leading his troops to victory against incredible odds, like the Persian army at the Battle of Gaugamela. Imagine being outnumbered and still pulling off a win like that. He led from the front lines, charging into battle alongside his men, earning their respect and loyalty. This wasn't some Hollywood movie. This was hand-to-hand combat, brutal, bloody stuff. And the craziest part, he never lost a battle. Not one. Alexander's ambition knew no bounds. He just kept pushing east, conquering Persia, Egypt, parts of India, spreading Greek culture and influence wherever he went. He was a driven man, but you don't conquer the world by taking it easy, right? Next up, we've got Genghis Khan, the founder of the Mongol Empire, which became the largest contiguous land empire in history. Genghis Khan was a brilliant military strategist. He understood the importance of mobility and speed in warfare, utilizing his cavalry to devastating effect. These weren't just guys on horseback, they were highly disciplined warriors who could ride for days, shoot arrows with deadly accuracy, and disappear back into the steppes before the enemy even knew what hit them. He was also a master of psychological warfare. His name alone struck fear into the hearts of his enemies. He used his reputation to his advantage, often securing surrender without even having to fight a battle. But Genghis Khan wasn't just some ruthless barbarian, he was also a shrewd ruler who brought about a period of stability and prosperity within his vast empire. He created a legal code, promoted religious tolerance, and established a system of meritocracy. He united the Mongol tribes, conquered vast swathes of Asia, and left an indelible mark on history. You can't talk about military strategy and leadership without mentioning Genghis Khan. Talk about standing your ground. Leonidas, the king of Sparta, is a true icon of courage and defiance. We all know the story of the 300 Spartans who faced off against Xerxes and the massive Persian army at the Battle of Thermopylae. They were heavily outnumbered, facing an enemy that stretched as far as the eye could see, but they held the narrow pass at Thermopylae for days, inflicting heavy casualties on the Persians. Even though they eventually fell, their sacrifice inspired the Greeks to ultimately defeat the Persians. Leonidas and his 300 Spartans became a symbol of courage, discipline, and the unyielding spirit of those defending their homeland. Their story continues to inspire us centuries later. Miyamoto Musashi, the legendary Japanese swordsman, is a true embodiment of skill, strategy, and the warrior spirit. This guy was a master of the blade, undefeated in over 60 duels. Musashi wasn't just some brute swinging a sword, he developed his own unique fighting style, Nitonoryu, which used two swords simultaneously, a katana and a wakizashi. He even wrote the Book of Five Rings, a guide to strategy and self-discipline that people still study today. He traveled throughout Japan, testing his skills against the best swordsmen of his time, and he always came out on top. Musashi wasn't just about fighting. He was a Zen Buddhist who believed in self-cultivation and discipline. Miyamoto Musashi's life is a testament to the power of dedication, discipline, and the pursuit of excellence. He's a true legend of the samurai, and his story continues to fascinate and inspire people around the world. Richard the Lionheart, the King of England, was known throughout Europe for his bravery and military prowess. He was a key figure in the Third Crusade, battling his way through the Holy Land against Saladin, the Sultan of Egypt and Syria. Richard was known for his physical strength, his skill with a sword, and his tactical mind. He was a charismatic leader who inspired his men to fight with unwavering loyalty. He captured the city of Acre, a strategic port city, and won a decisive victory at the Battle of Arsuf, but his ultimate goal of retaking Jerusalem remained elusive. Still, His campaigns in the Holy Land cemented his reputation as a legendary warrior king. Richard, the Lionheart's life was short but action-packed. He was a king, a crusader, a warrior, and a true legend of medieval history. Spartacus, a Thracian gladiator who led a massive slave revolt against the Roman Republic. He was a skilled warrior, a natural leader who united a ragtag group of slaves and gladiators into a formidable fighting force. Spartacus's rebellion, known as the Third Servile War, lasted for 2 years and shook the Roman Republic to its core. He led his army to victory against several Roman legions, outmaneuvering and outfighting them at every turn. Spartacus's story is a testament to the human desire for freedom, the power of hope, and the courage to stand up against oppression, even against impossible odds. He may have ultimately been defeated, but his legend lived on, inspiring countless others to fight for what they believe in. Attila the Hun, the leader of the Huns, was one of the most feared warriors in history. Attila was a ruthless and ambitious leader who struck fear into the hearts of his enemies. His armies, known for their horsemanship, archery and brutality, left a path of destruction in their wake. He was a master of both strategy and intimidation. His reputation as the scourge of God preceded him, often causing cities to surrender without a fight. Attila's reign of terror targeted the Eastern and Western Roman empires, and his invasions sent shockwaves throughout the ancient world. He challenged the very foundations of civilization, and for a time it seemed like he might actually bring down the Roman Empire. Attila the Hun's reign of terror may have been relatively short, but his impact on history was undeniable. Joan of Arc, the peasant girl who became a national heroine of France. She was just a teenager when she heard voices, claiming to be divine, urging her to fight for her country. This was during the 100 Years' War, and France was getting its butt kicked. But Joan, armed with her faith and a vision for her country, rallied the demoralized French troops and led them to victory against the English. Joan's courage and piety inspired the French army and turned the tide of the war. She led them to lift the siege of Orléans, a turning point in the conflict. She was a visionary, a leader, and a symbol of hope for a nation on the brink of collapse. Joan of Arc's story is a testament to the power of faith, the importance of courage, and the potential for greatness that lies within us all, regardless of our station in life. William Wallace, the Scottish knight who became a symbol of Scottish resistance against English rule. Wallace was a skilled warrior, a charismatic leader, and a master of guerrilla warfare. He rallied the Scottish clans, uniting them against a common enemy. He led the Scots to a stunning victory at the Battle of Stirling Bridge, using his knowledge of the terrain and his cunning tactics to outmaneuver the English forces. Wallace's fight for Scottish independence ultimately ended in tragedy, but his legacy lived on, inspiring generations of Scots to fight for their freedom. He became a symbol of Scottish pride, a reminder that even the smallest nation can stand up to the mightiest empire. Wallace's story continues to inspire those who fight for freedom. Sun Tzu, the ancient Chinese general, strategist, and philosopher, might not have been a warrior in the traditional sense, but his teachings on warfare have influenced military thinking for over 2,000 years. His book, The Art of War, is a masterpiece of strategy, offering insights into the nature of conflict, the importance of planning, and the use of deception. Sun Tzu believed that the best way to win a war was to avoid fighting altogether, to achieve victory through strategy and cunning rather than brute force. He understood that war is a chess match, not a fistfight, and that the mind is the most powerful weapon of all. His teachings emphasized the importance of knowing your enemy, understanding the terrain, and using deception to gain an advantage. Sun Tzu's Art of War is a timeless classic, a testament to the enduring power of strategic thinking and the timeless principles of warfare. His wisdom continues to guide leaders in all fields. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more amazing historical content. We've journeyed through time, from the battlefields of ancient Greece to the plains of medieval Europe, meeting some of the most formidable warriors in history. We've seen the rise and fall of empires, witnessed acts of incredible courage and brutality, and explored the strategies and philosophies that have shaped warfare throughout the ages. But the question remains, who do you think is the strongest warrior in history? Let us know in the comments below.